Hey everybody, today we're going to be talking about family worship. And when I say family worship, in this case I mean the bad kind of family worship. Well, if you're not familiar with the term family worship, let me explain. Family worship is simply a time where families get together and they have a time of Bible reading, prayer, and sometimes they may sing a hymn or something like that. Family worship is actually a very important practice. In fact, when America was being founded, the average Christian family in America had family worship twice a day. I dare say that America really doesn't have any hope unless families begin this practice once again. But you know, there is a sense in which every family already is doing family worship. I was reading through my Bible the other day, and I was reading through the book of Jeremiah. And in Jeremiah chapter 7, verses 17 and 18, God is speaking, and he says, "Do you not see what they do in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? The children gather wood, the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead dough to make cakes to the Queen of heaven, and they pour out drink offerings to other gods, that they may provoke me to anger." So here we have families, fathers, mothers, and even the children worshiping together. Isn't that sweet? Well, here's the problem. They're worshiping false gods. Well, what about families today? Do families today worship false gods? Well, unfortunately, they do. You see, the Bible says in Romans chapter 1, verses 22 through, I think, 25, that everyone worships something. You will either worship God, the Creator, or you will worship something that God created. But you will worship. Well, the same is true for families. Every family is engaged in worship. The question is who or what are they worshiping? One way to find out what or who your family worships is to look at how your family spends its time. Let's say you have a family and they spend a couple hours a week at church, and maybe each family member spends 15 minutes a day in Bible reading or prayer or that sort of thing. So basically they spend about 3 or 4 hours a week in some sort of ministry or worship or that sort of thing. Now let's say that in this family there is a child who spends 6 hours a week practicing and playing softball. The other child spends that same amount of time practicing and playing baseball. Let's say that mom plays tennis for 4 hours a week and dad watches 6 hours of football on the weekend. Well, you can see that this family is spending a whole lot more time on sports than they are on God. Or take another example. Let's say there's another family. Again, they spend a couple hours a week at church and a few minutes every day reading their Bible and praying. But let's say that this family spends 6 hours a week watching movies, 5 hours a week watching sitcoms, and 8 hours a week playing video games. Again, you see that there's a lot more time spent on entertainment than there is on God. Now, did I say it's wrong to play sports? Nope, I didn't. Did I say it's wrong to watch a movie? Nope, not what I said. But how you spend your time is an indication, and how your family spends its time is an indication of what your family is actually worshiping. Well, Psalm 22, verse 27 tells us that one day every family on earth is going to be worshiping the true God. I hope that you can say that your family is worshiping Him now. If not, I'd suggest that you start soon. And it doesn't have to be a big production. A time of family worship can simply be reading a little bit in the Bible, having a time of prayer, and if you want, sing a hymn or even just one stanza of a hymn. If you have small children, even just 5 or 10 minutes a day can be a good start. So keep in mind that your family does worship. The question is, who or what is your family worshiping? I hope that you can say, like Joshua did, that you and your house will serve the Lord. Now, I know doing family worship might make your family a little weird compared to those families around you. But remember, we're supposed to be contra mundum anyway, so don't let that bother you. Well, until next time, we'll see you later.